Overnight in New Haven, dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters surrounded the home of Yale University's president.
Salovey is just one of several administrators that were recently invited to testify before the House Committee about anti-Semitism and chaos on university grounds.
And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones is live where this all unfolded last night on Hillhouse Avenue. Marcy, what can we expect from that meeting?
Good morning. Well, the House Committee has extended that invite to several university and college presidents, and they really are calling them to testify in this May 23rd hearing. It's called Calling for Accountability, Stopping Anti-Semitism and Chaos on College Grounds. Now, Chairwoman Virginia Fox did not mince words when she extended this invitation to administrators of Yale, UCLA, and Michigan University. Quote, "The committee has a clear message for mealy-mouthed, spineless college leaders. Congress will not tolerate your dereliction of your duty to your Jewish students. No stone must go unturned while buildings are being defaced, campus greens are being captured, or graduations are being ruined." Last night, protesters marched to the university president's home on Hillhouse Avenue and then on to the school's police department. For the most part, they were chanting and periodically calling for actions, including severing ties with companies that manufacture weapons, financial transparency, and a ceasefire. Now, back out here live, even though there are no signs of protesters currently in front of the home of the university's president, that does not mean that they are anywhere near through with their demonstrations. Reporting live in New Haven, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.